Guys, are you recording over there?
Recording now.
All right. Episode 7.
Is it 7?
6.
7?
6.
Nope.
Episode 6.
Shit.
Episode 6.
Oh, it's over.
6. Yeah.
Shut it down.
Speaking
Turn it
of times I want to use my DeLorean to go back in time. What's today's date?
February 11th.
It's 11th, right?
Today.
February 11th, 2014. Yeah. Mike Davis, Mike Picaro, Joe Friedrich, Colin. Wait, I usually go first, huh?
Do you?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Did I go first this time?
Yeah, you went first this time.
Thank you.
Do we
You're
gotta look at
welcome.
the banner to figure this
It's an
out?
honor.
All right. Redo the artwork.
I'll have some new JPEGs up tomorrow morning.
So how's everyone doing?
Good.
Good weeks?
It was good.
Yeah?
Good.
It was good. It was good.
It was good.
It was a good week. I'm a little tired tonight.
Are you?
A little bit.
Oh,
Long
me too.
Long day of sitting around watching the league for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Did you? How much of that? Yeah, it's really good. How much of that did you watch?
You know, I
Not enough.
not enough.
So good, yeah.
I found it. I was up late working on my computer. I ordered a bunch of RAM and some peripherals, and so I thought I'd have something on Netflix in the background just while I was working. Mm-hmm. And I've already completed, Sons of Anarchy, and there weren't any movies that I really wanted to commit to because I don't like starting a movie and then just
Right.
disrespecting it. So yeah,
Except
the
podcast.
the-
Or no,
what
Robot
was-
Jocks.
Well, that
Except Robot Jocks.
or that show that Mike was watching. What was it? Lilyhammer or whatever.
Lilyhammer. Yeah, I was three deep into that one, and I
So
just couldn't.
just a few times you've done this, but for the most part, very respectful.
For the most part, I
get
try
it.
and remain consistent. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect. It came up in the recommended, and oh my god,
It's so good.
The comedy is nonstop, and these guys are smart, and I'm trying to figure out how much of it is scripted and how much are they just ad-libbing and just kind of playing off each other. But regardless, yeah, it made me laugh. So
How many seasons are there?
There are currently 4 seasons.
Oh, okay.
On Netflix.
How far along are you?
I am season 2, episode 5.
Okay. How many episodes
Right
per
now.
season?
I believe there were only 6 in the
Oh,
first
okay.
one, and so I'm guessing that maybe
I think the other ones are longer though.
yeah, and then I'm seeing that I think
They're
they're at
not
least
extremely long.
double. Yeah, they're 22 minutes an episode.
Oh, but I mean, like the season. How many episodes are in a season? I mean, it's
I think season 2 has 12.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not like Enterprise, dude. Enterprise, hour-long show with like 26 episodes a season.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Jeez.
full season.
That's like 24.
That's a full season.
Well, that other show I was really
26.
enjoying. I'm still waiting for new ones. Is that Sherlock? With
Yeah, that has a really high rating.
dude, it's amazing.
The British show?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was watching that too.
There's there's season 1 and 2 on Netflix right now, and
The third one's coming.
The third one, I keep hearing that, and I cannot wait. But yeah, there's 3 episodes per season, but each episode is an hour and a half,
Wow.
Oh wow.
so it's like a movie in
Dang.
itself. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's a phenomenal show.
That is a great show.
To go back to the league, though, the guy that plays Taco, John LaJoy,
Yes.
he has amazing music on YouTube. Hilarious rap.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we used to watch. I don't know. I know I've shared it with you, but really funny. He is amazing.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
in Flight of the Conchords, the television show, also.
Was he one of the main characters?
No,
though?
he wasn't a main.
no.
He was an
He just
accessory
showed up.
character, but
Yeah.
he was hilarious.
Yeah,
in that.
he's great.
Figures he would fit in that
He's great.
show.
yeah, musically.
Yeah. I actually watched some of that recently, and it's just, God, they were
What?
so good. And I can tell, Flight of the Conchords,
yeah.
I can tell that there's no way you could keep up with that.
Oh my God.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So no wonder they backed out, but I wish they could have.
Well, they're still
kept the
performing.
juices flowing. Of course, but I mean, to have, unique, original music
Yeah.
every single episode
Sure.
that ties in with a story.
I know.
That's great.
Really brilliant.
Is
That
really
was
tough.
really an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite episode of that still has to be Bowie in space.
Yeah.
Bowie's in space.
It's so good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, that's cool. So some Netflix.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got onto that. But,
No, that's
but yeah,
great.
the Netflix was
was good?
Was rocking the league today.
Nice. That's good.
It's a great show.
And
I
then
love it.
well, you mentioned Mike Picaro. You mentioned you had a pretty interesting week to talk about, or you said that you have some stuff to talk about for this week.
Well, yeah, you know what was cool was on the Netflix note. Has anybody seen Blackfish?
Yes.
I saw parts of it.
Wow.
I saw it at a pho place,
Really?
the pho soup place.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here like, looking around, people are eating fish, and there's
Yeah.
like black fish up there, and I'm like, appetizing.
This
Yeah.
blackfish is
We're-
delicious.
At some point while you were watching it, did you just look up and go, "What the fuck?"
Almost, yes. No, I looked up and I'm like, wait, is this? Because I heard about it.
Sure.
And I'm eating, and it's delicious. And then I look up and I'm like, that's kind of a downer.
Well,
Yeah.
you
it's
could be
like-
doing anything. You could be spanking it and
Yeah.
lose your Woody watching that. Yeah, it was depressing. It was
Like an
Very.
ad pops up of
was
like blackfish while you're masturbating to your
Very
normal
depressing.
pornography. Is that what you're talking about?
just shrinks.
You need to put up your pop-up screener or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop-up blocker.
What kind of porn site do you need to be visiting where advertisements of orcas are going to be
Yeah,
tossed up around there?
I don't know.
bestiality for sure.
That's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Well, it's out there.
Yeah.
I won't
It's
contest
out
it.
there.
I won't contest it.
Big women.
I don't want to know about those .coms. Big women. Just orcas.
You're into big women. How about these orcas?
Show me the way to go.
You might also be interested in.
Well, yeah, I watched that Blackfish when they showed it on CNN when it like first kind of came out in
Yeah.
release or whatever, and it was pretty intense. I kind of already had that feeling. I remember going to SeaWorld as a kid, but as I got older, I was kind of like, it's just not kosher to be keeping these kind of animals
Yeah.
in containment like that.
Well, even just zoos, circuses.
Yeah.
It kind of is the same
no, it is.
thing.
Hey, are you into big black women? Well, check out this big black fish.
Damn.
skip ad.
But yeah, like Colin said, I mean, I grew up going to SeaWorld. That was like a big thing.
See, I
Down
didn't
in San
I didn't
Diego.
go too much, so no
So
attachment.
I mean, Shamu and everything, and I really just never paid it much mind after I grew up. But thinking, oh man, that's you got to be aware
Yeah.
of things,
Right.
and
yeah.
I did read a couple
sad.
articles from trainers that had a small part in the Blackfish movie, and I guess they were coming out afterwards saying that they totally disagreed with the way the movie was done and whatnot.
Oh, interesting.
Like there were I can't remember, there was like 4 or so like main trainers,
Right,
that, and a couple ones that were asked to do other stuff. They did a little bit in the movie, but I guess afterwards, like they were like, this is total like anti SeaWorld propaganda. The person who did the movie totally had their mindset before they made the movie.
Well, wouldn't they say that they would watch it before it's released? I mean, that seems silly on their part. You know what I mean? It's like,
She wouldn't allow them.
well, then I wouldn't allow them to use my image.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
it's just
Just
something
not
after
smart
the
of
fact.
them.
Yeah.
And how could it be? I mean, I get it. They would say anti-SeaWorld propaganda, but SeaWorld, outside of that one other small little park that was in Canada, is the only, company that I know of that's keeping orcas, in
Well, they
captivity.
did mention that one.
Yeah,
that
there was one in
off,
Spain.
Yeah,
Oh, was
on
there?
an island
Yeah.
off Spain. or
Okay.
whatnot. But a couple of these trainers. I mean, they were just saying, that whether you agree with, keeping orcas in captivity or not, they were saying a lot of this stuff, the information and whatnot, it was cut and pasted in such a way to.
Yeah.
To make it look, like they were saying that a lot of the trainers used in the video that were like primarily in the documentary had a lot less experience than like these 2 trainers that came out afterwards saying that a lot of this stuff is, very propaganda-ish. for
Yeah, but I
lack of
mean,
a
I
word.
think the fact remains that this type of animal shouldn't be in captivity the way it's being.
Oh, yeah, I entirely
kept-
agree.
They split the mothers from their children, from their babies,
Yeah.
and a dominant fish should not be in
Whale.
A dominant whale should not be in this contained environment. It's gonna there's the whole thing about the dorsal fin that's like
Yeah.
flopped over, like. In the wild, it's like less than 1%, according to the movie. But
Yeah.
in like it's 25 or 30% in the parks, and it just looks so sad. It just like this with the males, especially because they have a taller, like
Taller,
skinnier at the
erect
top.
dorsal fin.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so flopped over, and it looks like this.
Ugh.
It's just sad. Well, but Anyways, it's when like you were saying with the how the universe works.
Yeah, it's just
you
one
know,
of
just
those
like
things.
eye opening.
Yeah.
You got to be aware.
You don't think about it.
You don't think about it every day,
And
and then
you do.
your eyes are opened, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of you're like, whoa, you got to be jolted every once in a while.
Sure.
So whether it's propaganda or not, I think
Yeah.
there's still underlying
Still
truth.
some value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think what they were pointing out mostly is that, a lot of the facts were either, there was stuff they said that wasn't true or that was kind of bent. And they also said that they made a lot of stuff in such a way that it looked like the whales were always at fault. Like they were they were these anxious, agitated creatures that, were just out for blood and whatnot. But they were saying, a lot of that stuff, there was more to it than
There's
that.
some
And
trainer
there was-
error.
Yeah. Well, there was that, but they were also saying some of the times that they put it on the trainers and whatnot, that wasn't the case. Like there was one, instance in the movie where they talk about the trainer not having fish for the whale, and like the whale knew he ran out, and they were saying that's a bunch of crock.
Oh, really?
That they always know that, when they're getting low, there's always reserves, like right off.
Yeah, it was like
to the
SeaWorld's
side
running
and
out of
everything.
fish.
Yeah.
like
Jeez.
Yeah.
They didn't get their
Those
the
things
semi
eat a
didn't
few.
back up to
Yeah,
the dock
right.
That's
that day.
ridiculous.
What happened?
They're like, oh, we have all these sea animals. Shit. That
Yeah,
was our
just-
last
Did
bucket of
anybody order
fish.
the
Yeah.
fish?
Hey, fuck that. Just grab one of the other attractions.
Yeah.
Just
Run
feed
down to
them.
that
They go to
sushi-
the shallow pool. Kids, we're gonna need these.
Yeah.
Run down to the sushi joint right down the street there.
Wow.
Well,
the
on a
seals
happier
in
note,
Yeah, let's
or
turn
maybe
this
I was
around.
gonna
maybe
say-
not
I
a
don't know.
happier
All
note.
right, go ahead.
Has anybody played Flappy Bird?
Oh, it was taken off. I
And
heard.
nobody
yeah.
ever will again.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, at this point, but did anybody
I
play Flappy
I
Bird
did.
previously?
I tried it out. Yeah.
Okay.
I refuse to touch it.
Yeah.
I played on someone else's phone for 20 seconds. I realized that it was like really frustrating, really hard, but fun.
Yeah, and it is pretty addictive.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, the story is that this guy was making some serious bank, like
Oh, yeah.
$50,000 a day for a little while.
I read,
yeah. And then he had enough, and he said it's some bullshit story about it's too addictive, so he took it down.
No.
From
That's a
what
bullshit
from what
story.
I'm reading, it seems like he was getting a lot of pressure from not Disney, but Nintendo.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it looks just. It's
Apparently,
Yeah.
a lot of people were saying, "Hey, man, it's just such a successful idea, but you obviously ripped off,
Yeah.
The
certain
artwork
elements
almost
from
the exact.
Nintendo
I've seen that
properties."
bird before. I've seen those pipes before. The
Right.
background,
The
everything.
likeness
Even
is
press
very
start.
strong.
Yeah.
It really is. And I know that they were saying, I was reading an article that a lot of people rip off Nintendo and they don't do anything about it, which may or may not be true. But I gotta imagine you'd feel some heat if you're just some independent dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's like,
Well, if you're making that kind of money,
and then
absolutely.
you're making money. Yeah, absolutely. There's gonna be heat on you because you
Well, we
can't
know.
be taking a piece of somebody else's pie.
Yeah, we know from our YouTube experience, trying to post
Oh,
some of our
yeah.
videos.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of, your video got hit too. Your surfing video.
Oh no.
They took the audio away.
No, it wasn't taken off, but it's now has the little icon, so you can go buy that music on iTunes. And
Oh, really?
That's stage one until it gets pulled.
Yeah,
At least that's
second
what
one.
happened to me. Hopefully that's not the case.
yeah, hopefully they didn't go that far, but I imagine it's only an eventual amount of time that it'll come
Be
to
gone.
pass.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh well.
Assholes.
You got a lot of hits though. A decent amount in that short amount of time.
It wasn't
That's
the
cool.
first one; it was the second one.
Yeah, that first one, that Verve song was off of a B-sides album that was really, really obscure.
Okay.
And so when I put the West Indian Girl, that album came out in 2012.
Well, I feel like it's
So-
not like I think it's like a Shazam type thing. Like if it's
Probably.
if they can hear it, then they'll figure it out. Because
Yeah.
a lot of things I read is people will make it grainy. They'll mess with the basically use a mixer and just mess with all the highs, mids, lows to try to make it like full Shazam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Well, it's like a
different filters,
Mike's
but it sounds like
video.
shit. You know?
Mike's video with Hot Stepper. I mean, it sounds like it was recorded off like a wax cylinder or something like that.
Yeah, right off the
YouTube,
phone.
right off my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it
Right to the Connect.
might be low enough quality that it's not
Yeah.
either
Yeah, I'm
that or
surprised
they're
that
just-
wasn't hit.
I'm surprised too.
or those people, the people who did Hot Stepper were just like, we don't care, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, like, they don't,
Well, yeah, it might
they
not
don't-
have restrictions put on it.
Yeah.
Like, I think like a lot of stuff is Vivo now on YouTube. Like they own the videos and then they own the rights to to play them on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah,
and I guess
I don't
they're
even know what exactly is Vivo.
I don't know. It's
a mystery.
on a lot of current music.
Yeah.
That you want to watch.
Half the music videos I see on
Yeah.
there are all linked with Vivo.
Because I always
Vivo,
look at YouTube.
Vivo.
I look at YouTube for music, and I just like
Yeah.
I want to check out a song. I go to fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
You can hear the whole song, and I mean, iTunes is great, but this could just fucking keep
like
playing
the
and
next
playing.
thing, I guess.
A 3-minute music video with 30 minutes of ads.
Yeah.
So,
So wait,
Yeah.
what about your week, Colin? Anything exciting with you? And Mike, did you have anything else happen?
well,
Did you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
has anybody ever had a stalker?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
And I mean this in a loose sense. But
Most of them were loose.
yeah, there's this fucking stupid girl that keeps bothering me. She's a salesperson, but
You guys work together.
explicitly she's representing like her company.
Place
She
of
works
business.
for
Okay.
place of business.
Okay.
Place of business.
But flat out, eyes to face, don't leave me alone. And she just keeps
Don't
coming
leave me
back.
alone, that was
and
probably
she
your
bring
problem.
and this is the creepy thing.
She said that to you? Wait, I'm confused.
She came into my place of business and I said, "Leave me alone. I'm not interested. Thank you."
So
She
she's made
continues to
advances.
come back
Whoa.
and call me and pretty much weekly she comes in.
Jeez.
She brings me these little
brings
she's
me
not looking
condoms and all
she's
this
not going
stuff. I don't know
to be
what's
cooking
going
a
on.
rabbit in a pot,
No,
Well,
but
it's
still.
not fatal.
That
fatal
only
attraction.
happened. That only happened after they slept together, and then
Well-
he tried to end it.
Hey,
She keeps bringing me these little gadgets, like these little. She calls them presents, and
oh boy.
so it's really weird. Now this is the kicker.
Check out this giant black dildo. It's
Yeah.
a present.
But just real quick backstory for me here. When it came time for you to actually have to say, "I'm not interested, please leave me alone," there was already a history there of where she made obvious advances, like, "Hey, why don't we go out for drinks after this business meeting?" Or "Why don't we?" Or is it you just kind of
It's
saying,
this is
odd?
This is a business interaction. Thank you but I'm not interested. Okay. The next day, the next week continued, and it's like playful, but I've made it completely clear. Like this has been going on for maybe 5 months now.
Wow.
And it
hell?
hasn't stopped.
Wow.
And it's like she comes in and she's super smiley and like playful with me.
That's so
and it's
weird.
not like, "Oh, come out after work." It's not like that. It's not even that far, but it's like it just doesn't stop.
How old
it's
is she?
Still I don't know, late 20s. And this is the kicker.
Is she cute?
Super hot.
Dude, well then
That's the thing.
How has this been going on for 5 months, Michael? And you haven't been like, you know what? I'm totally not available.
Oh,
But
no.
my
I'm so
buddy,
confused.
my buddy,
Right.
Mike Davis.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm like, how can I possibly swing this in somebody else's direction? I've thought about that because, like,
But
Have you met my
I
twin
don't
brother?
even think there's anything there. I don't even mean it in the stalker sense. Like,
It's just
I don't know.
something
Maybe
weird
there
she's
is.
doing.
Maybe that she has some kind of. I don't know.
I mean,
don't
you
know
own a
that it's
moving
that-
company,
but
and
it's like
so does she just want you to move your penis into her storage unit? I'm
I'd
so
love
confused.
to think that. I'd really love to think that, because I'm like, I still got it. Still
Right.
got it.
I mean, of course, it feels good.
there
it's
is
flattering.
definitely a part
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
but in no uncertain terms. No, thank you. Not interested. Goodbye. Just and I'm almost like, well, you know what? I think that actually little trick works. Like all the a-holes that just
Yeah.
treat women like shit and they just keep coming back. I think it's just
Shit.
I've never been that guy, but
Took you 35 years to find that
yeah,
out.
I know.
That sucks.
I think
Right.
that's it because just flat out, and just this is and I'm like
terrible, though.
And again, it's not in a sexual sense probably, but it's still stalking. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for 5 months, literally.
So I've had a few girls kind of do stalker stuff, but I remember when I was at Berkeley, I worked at Mel's Diner for one summer. And these, I don't know, they were like 13, 14, 15 years old. These like two girls came in. I served them. They loved me. They came in over and over and over, and they used to follow me home from work. And they'd follow me home, and I'd turn around, and they'd all jump behind the cars. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Were they on their bikes?
No, they were on foot,
Oh, God.
Yeah, so one day I hear a knock at the door, and I walk out, and my whole fucking like patio, which is covered it has like, obviously like screens and all that, just filled with balloons, and one balloon in the middle that says "It's a boy." And I run outside,
What?
pushing all these balloons out of the way, and I look, and all of them dive behind a car. I mean, just straight up like military dive because they knew I was coming.
It's
So-
a boy.
Yeah. And so what's weird is I was telling someone,
And then the subpoena was
right,
Right.
right.
The
And the weird
restraining
part
order.
is
being served.
when
you.
right before that happened, one of
terrifying.
my friends at school was saying, "Hey, be careful,
Yeah.
because they'll say something and you
Yeah.
can get in a lot of trouble." And I was like, "Man, I'm in my late 20s, like." I don't, that's so weird. And then all of a sudden that happened. I'm like, fuck. So that's when I was like,
fucking
when they
scary.
did that and I saw them again, I'm like, you can't do that. That's scary stuff.
That
Wow.
is terrifying.
Everything else, any other stalker was just, they just liked me. And then it was just like, this is a lot of text. Stop it.
Hey, I know.
Yeah.
Already.
You're saying weird things to me a lot. Don't say
Jeez.
anything to me. So, wow, that was a good story. Good
It's
luck.
just- yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, just let it massage your ego and
Hey,
nothing
you know
else.
what? She told me she was going to come in on Thursday. You want to come into the office and schedule
Oh,
a
jeez.
She keeps saying, "I just want 22 minutes on your calendar. 22 minutes on your calendar."
22
She
minutes.
gave me a
22
fucking watch
minutes.
that had it was a stopwatch.
And it had
And
22 minutes
it was set to 22 minutes, and I'm like, I hope today. She was in today. I said, well, I hope that's enough time.
Oh my god! I bet we
And
look up
she's
that
just
number
like,
and it's
she's
like
just batting these eyes at me. I'm like, this is so weird.
it's probably the average time it takes a girl to have an orgasm or something. I'm gonna look it up. It's gonna be something
Maybe.
weird like that.
Maybe.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's weird. See, there has to be. So why 22 minutes? We got to find out. Research it. Research the fuck out of
Yeah.
that. I'm
you
so
just, you just
interested.
start
I'm
talking to her
creeped out.
again now,
Yeah.
Marvel. You just
That's
need to
how
start
long it
talking to her
takes
again.
for her to fucking drain my blood. Like, just cut
And
my,
by blood, you mean semen.
Both kidneys.
my life's blood. Oh,
Man, wow! I didn't expect that. That's crazy.
well.
Wow. Thanks
Yeah,
for
wow. what
Thanks
can
for
I
coming
do?
back to me for a second.
Of course.
I had that
jeez.
in reserve. I wanted to bust it out.
She's been coming back to you for 5 months now. Shit, that's crazy.
Might be longer.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Keep us posted.
I will.
That's your new segment.
I'm gonna snap a picture with her next time.
Weekly stalker updates.
Yeah.
She moved it down to 17 minutes. She wants 17 minutes of my time. Really lowering her standards.
17 minutes in heaven.
Well, Colin, did you have anything interesting happen this week?
Nothing interesting. Other than,
All right. Well, my week.
Other than yeah. No, not really.
Owning a Dota.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's been
or
fun.
getting owned.
Bot owning.
Yeah,
Me and Mike lost again last night to medium bots this time.
that sucks. It's because I wasn't there.
We won.
I had a work
That's
function.
The last game we played.
Oh
last
shit,
night.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Like an hour-long
Ugh,
game.
I can't even
Ugh.
stop looking me in the eyes if
I
you're gonna
know.
die to medium bots. Jeez.
Well, we were both playing new tunes,
Yeah.
so it was a little rough. Yeah, whatever.
I'm just
Sniper.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've lost to medium bots. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hard drive is apparently about to take a shit on me.
That's not good.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Not so
got-
solid in that solid state, huh?
Yeah, I've got that error message before and nothing happened. So I checked other stuff and it says it's all right. So
I hope it's all right.
Yeah, I hope I don't. I mean,
How much was that hard drive?
It was like 220.
Okay.
Was
was
this
$6,000.
post tsunami or pre tsunami? Because that was when all of them went up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was post tsunami.
So,
They're still
okay.
about that price. They probably dropped in like 10% since I got mine 2 years ago.
That's not much.
Yeah, but it's going down. I mean, you can get them cheaper.
One piece of technology they can still hang on to as far as high pricing. 'Cause
Yeah.
Everything else just fucking
And you can
takes
get like
a
a
shit.
240 gig for like 160, 70 now.
That's not
something like
bad.
that. No,
Wow.
not at
I
all.
have a terabyte sitting on my desk. That's not solid state. That was like $30.
Yeah,
I know.
So it's like solid state is where it's at. I mean, that's yeah.
yeah. It's
expensive.
Everything's great about it except the price and the low capacity.
And clearly the errors that you're getting. That's the only
Well,
other thing.
I mean, this is the second time it's happened, and the first time was over a year ago, and nothing ever came of it. So,
well, hopefully
yeah, hopefully
that's
it's
the
just
case.
a glitch in the matrix.
Probably.
Windows is sending
Having
me
deja vu.
erroneous messages. Yeah, I mentioned the that video to you guys, that Minecraft video. I thought was pretty mind bending. The universe clock.
Yeah, you should post that on the
video.
website.
I will put it up later. Basically, the guy created a clock that's like a series of these little contraptions, and it counts down to one Google amount of years, which is like 1 with 100 zeros behind it, to the end of the universe. In theory, if something could run the Minecraft that long, it would go for that long past the end of the universe. And all that happens is the end is it opens a door in Minecraft.
It just opens the door.
Yeah, it just opens the door.
To anything. It's not to the abyss or anything like
Just
that.
opens a door, and the sign above the door says home.
There's a sheep right there.
Yeah.
says home.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like a whole series. It's like of 83 things, and each one is like exponentially longer. So it's like the first one takes 4 minutes to click. The next one takes like 23 hours. And then 303 days, 202 years, 83,000 years,
God.
Several million, then billion, trillion, and then you're just like off the
Crack
scale.
out your TI
All the way up
85s.
to one Google.
One Google search
One
behind
with
that door.
100
God.
zeros after it, years into the future.
Well,
Well, that brings up something interesting that a lot of people, myself included, didn't know. One Google is Google is a mathematical term, not a fucking internet search company solely.
It's
Well,
both.
it's both.
Yeah,
It's
Google
both.
Google came before
Well.
Google the website search.
Well,
engine.
chicken or the egg, Google has about that much in money now. About a Google dollars. How would you say that? Google dollars? I have Google dollars.
Yeah.
Hey Google, how many dollars do you have?
Oh, a Google
How about a
amount.
Google?
We had a plethora, but we got up to a Google.
plus minus one Google.
Nerds.
You Googleizer.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, post that. I saw maybe 3/4 of it, and I was just like, this guy needs a fucking hobby.
Well, his
You know,
whole
He
his
does.
whole
Apparently, he has
Has
this.
a Google.
the whole purpose for him doing it is he had a mission to create essentially the coolest, completely essentially useless
Useless.
item
That's
in
right.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
And he mentioned a couple other things that he tried, but he's like they still sort of served a purpose. And then he eventually came up with this one.
No, it was a good video.
Yeah,
About
it's-
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy though. I mean, just him going through and then kind of talking about what'll happen when that clock clicks over once. How far in the future we'll
Pretty
be.
creative.
Yeah. Well, if you when you post that, I hope the listeners can send some comments on what they think about it.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because it is kind of mind bending. Not only the oddity of the clock itself, but the stuff that'll happen at that point in time, and just how long they expect the universe to last, and how long we're not going to be a part of
exactly.
it
Right.
anymore.
Well, we're not going to get to stage 3, right?
No.
That's
three.
200 years, isn't it? Wasn't it stage 3?
Oh well, we personally, but I mean humans as a race.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was talking
Hopefully.
about by like the fourth clock will probably be gone, or
Wow.
the fourth or fifth clock. I can't.
And there's
remember
how
what it
many?
was. 83 in a
Yeah,
series or
so
something.
that's
like that.
crazy.
Fuck.
That's so nuts.
Each one like 303 times longer to click than the one previously, starting at 4 minutes and then going from there. Some other little PC news I saw recently is that the
Politically correct news or personal computing news?
personal computing news.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm not going to worry about the political correctness. That Windows 8 is going to be updated so that the default startup screen is no longer the Metro tiles, as they call it.
Okay.
It's going to be a traditional desktop now,
Whoa.
which is in there, but you have to access it. And I guess there's stuff you can do to.
So you can switch it on.
but
and
now
off,
it's going to be the
so-
default instead of the Metro tiles, as well as the start button returning.
They're tossing and they're
Well, I mean,
newer
how many people
invention.
are getting touchscreen monitors? I mean, that's really
Yeah.
what it was for.
Right.
It was for tablets. You see it on the Xbox One. You see it just kind of they felt like because the PC was losing the battle from tablets and all these things that's the direction it's going to go. And
They wanted
everyone was pissed.
a unified look to all their things,
Yeah.
which is understandable. But I
Sure.
mean, people on PC, I mean, they're point and click, and everybody. I mean, I think they through their data collection, their analytics on the use of Windows 8, I think they said like it was like 85% of people use the standard desktop anyway, as
Yeah.
opposed to the tiles.
That's
so
a
they're
lot.
just like,
That's
fuck
a
it,
lot.
we're bringing back the start button, and we're just going to make the regular
Well,
desktop.
I'm
the
glad
default.
I'm glad they're going towards what the consumers want.
Yeah.
That's smart.
I mean,
That's
it would
where your money's
definitely
gonna come from.
Yep.
make me consider upgrading to Windows 8 at some point now
Yeah.
because I used a Windows 8 on a buddy's machine. I was like, this is stupid. It took me like 15 minutes just to figure out how to look at what the computer had in it.
Well, Mike still uses Windows 5.1, so
Do you?
Oh, we're looking at you.
Yeah, we're looking at you, man.
I don't use Windows
No,
anything.
I don't either.
You're that one you draw on, is that?
That is that's my Mac Tower. So it's actually an old.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
PowerPC G5. So that's running 10.5.
So you have a Mac laptop?
I have a laptop and
And
I
that?
have a
So
Mac.
double-
I have a
double
Mac
Mac?
Pro. I'm a double Mac.
Wow.
Big Mac?
Big Mac.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
So it's not even
Wait, so
numbers.
what's
It's like,
the-
are you running Rocky Eagle? Hey, are you using Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Cool. It's a good one. I love Sasquatch.
What's the current Windows? 8?
8, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, but 9 is coming out, isn't it? Hasn't it been
9.
announced?
No, 9.
9.
It's not.
It may, I mean,
If anyone tunes in right then, they're going to be like, what the fuck happened to this podcast?
well, their regular cycle is what, 2 years?
Sounds right.
Maybe longer than that. I mean, Windows 7 isn't that old. I don't think. So, yeah.
How
I mean,
new is 8?
9, oh God, I don't even know.
No, you don't have it.
I don't.
You
no,
have
I
7?
still use
Okay. I have
7,
Vista,
yeah.
and I have Vista at work, but I don't like
Well,
it.
it's like every other one sucks, is what I guess how it works. Because it was like 8 people didn't like, 7 people love. Vista people hated, XP people really liked.
Yep.
You know, so
So it's like every other generation.
Yeah,
it's,
so hopefully-
it's like the
It-
the
it-
Infinity Ward
yeah.
and the who's
But
the
I mean,
other
isn't
company
that how it works?
Treyarch that we're doing.
yeah.
Anytime you like transition to something new, the old hate it. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like anything.
well,
true.
yeah, but I mean, I think
Just get used to it.
it's
like,
just
eventually
the way it
assimilate.
works,
Like I was
yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna upgrade to 7.1, and I'm like, goodbye 5.1. I'll just get over it.
Wait, goodbye 6. You never got 6?
Oh, I skipped all that. Yeah,
Why?
I got 7 early.
Oh, okay.
Beta phase.
Nice.
So, no,
Oh, yeah.
I just
Man.
I didn't even know. I was just like, oh, it looks different. Auto.
Well, you know what? Speaking of mobile operating systems, what's with the ridiculous names of the Android? Isn't it like Poppycock and fucking Lollipop and
Oh,
Ice Candy Box?
Ice cream
They always
sandwich.
use like dessert names. There's like
Okay, so what's the current one?
cupcake, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean.
Jelly Bean, is that the newest one?
I think that's what the current one is.
Okay. What was the previous one? Cupcake?
Yeah, it could have been. I don't-
Wait.
I don't
Now, did
really-
you say comma cupcake? Or are you asking if that's the name? Hey, what's the other name? Cupcake.
What's the other name? Cupcake?
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, Jelly Bean. Tell me what the other name was.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
They just use dessert names for their operating systems.
That's pretty funny.
Kind of like Apple with their animal names for their.
Yeah.
Well, they've
OS.
jumped
they-
the shark on this one.
They ran
Jump
out
the
of,
shark.
No, they ran
Well, 'cause
out
it's
of
Maverick.
mountain cats. So
Yeah.
now they're doing they. From what I read,
Now they're doing famous card players.
Apple took
Maverick. Nothing. All right.
they took their inspiration from famous locations around Cupertino
Yeah,
and
okay.
just Northern
Oh,
California.
really?
Yeah, and Mavericks is it's a famous surf spot up
Sure.
there.
That's cool.
Well, they just recently had that
Half Moon Bay.
the competition up there, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Within the last
I was
month?
just watching some footage from that earlier today, actually, yes.
I mean, those waves are fucking terrifying.
40, 50 feet.
Fuck,
Jeez.
man, that is insane.
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'd
So-
be fucking shitting.
How about you, Joe? Is that wait? What did Mikey go?
Mike, yeah.
Did you go for your week?
No. I mean, my week, mostly a lot of work. I said this last time too, so it sucks when it's my turn. I'm like, fuck, I just work.
Hey, I got tons of work too.
Nothing.
So
happened.
no, I know. I'm sorry. It did make it sound like I'm the only one working around here. Watch the vidcast. Anyways, no. You know what I've been doing is I've been
70 hours of Dota.
yeah. I've played some Dota here and there. Not 70, but I've gotten like an hour in every night, which has been fun. 2 hours sometimes, 7 hours, 70 hours sometimes, whatever. No,
120
but
hours.
just trying to get like a few games in because I've been having to go to bed a little bit early, but. I've
you
been
missed
watching Oblivion. That's like my comfort movie. So I watched it in the theaters with Colin. I watched it in the theaters with my girlfriend
Oh,
Lauren.
that's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and now it's on HBO, so I watch it. Have you guys seen
Oh
it?
shit, it's on HBO.
I watch it over and over and over.
I've never seen it.
I love. Oh, really?
No.
Just turn off your mic and get
Okay,
the fuck out.
Is
later.
it better than Robot Jocks?
It's way better.
So you watch his
Okay.
Burt Wonderstone.
I really enjoy that movie because it has the art direction is amazing, the music's amazing. I'm gonna go out there and just say it. I fucking love Tom Cruise. I can watch any Tom Cruise movie over and over. I just can.
Does he have a running scene in this one?
He does. He's the same character. I get it. But how many Tom Cruise movies have you seen that you love? Do you like Top Gun?
I love Top Gun.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is a lot of fighter jets. Do I love Jerry Maguire though?
Jerry Maguire was the shit.
I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Personal opinions.
No, that one's
saying.
dumb. That's not fair.
Wait, what
I'm
didn't
just
you
kidding.
like about Jerry
Yeah, well,
Maguire?
I'm curious about that one.
I just didn't care for the movie Jerry Maguire
No, that's a good argument.
as a whole.
I've read that on Rotten Tomatoes. I just
Fair
did
enough,
not like
sir.
this movie. Yes, sorry for asking.
There are things that I like and things that I don't. Mm-hmm. I
There's-
just, I mean, I
I
saw
think
it.
it's Bridget Jones' Diary that you didn't like.
I saw it.
I didn't care for her too
I don't
much.
love
Loves that.
Renee Zellweger is hit
Yeah.
and miss, and I don't rush out to see anything that she used to be in because I don't think she's acting anymore, right? I haven't seen her in anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I don't know if that's
Fallen
by
into
choice or
obscurity.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like him. I like the character. He plays the same thing over and over. Does he have a big range? No, he doesn't. But you know what? I enjoy the movies that he's in. I just always have. I mean, obviously, there's a few that I
Well,
don't.
he's pretty handsome.
He is a sweet piece of ass. He's a weirdo, I hear.
Yes.
But anyways, I mean, I just have been watching it over and over, and I love. I don't want to ruin anything. No spoilers, but
Please don't.
it just has a really good plot twist. You know,
Well,
it's-
I remember you commenting about that it was really good after you saw it.
I liked it. Yeah.
How like non 3D compared to 3D? Because I think you saw it in
Yeah,
3D. Did
I
you
saw
not?
it in-
Was the 3D really cool?
3D was excellent. It was
Yeah.
excellent, but watching it now, I mean, it's a great movie,
Still
and it's
stands
so
out, doesn't-
it's so crystal clear. Like every shot, I feel like they just spent so much time making sure it's perfect that you don't need 3D. It's just
Okay.
well done.
That's cool.
So
I can't wait to watch
check it out. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So just been watching that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know, like,
Speaking of weirdo actors, did you guys see what Shia LaBeouf did on his most recent movie premiere?
No.
For his movie Nymphomaniac?
Nope.
I guess he was at a movie premiere and he was like wearing weird shit or whatever. He was just like wearing a beat up cap and flannel and shit like that. And they asked him a question and he just spouted off some like nonsense. I guess some Italian soccer player used the same line in one of his press conferences and then just got up and walked out. And then later on at some other premiere for the movie, he walked the red carpet in a tuxedo wearing a brown paper bag on his head with holes cut out. And it said, written on it, "I am not famous anymore." Yeah.
Was he
I think that guy's going off the
famous
deep
before?
end.
Something else happened with him like a couple of years ago.
Well,
where he was
he's been
wacky.
well. He said he's not going to star in any more Hollywood films. He's over the Hollywood scene, so he's only been doing independent movies and stuff that he does that apparently he's been ripping off from other people.
Yeah, that's what
Which
I
is a
read.
big
There was
thing,
a
yeah.
big backlash in the film community of this first his like directorial debut, and a lot of people
It was basically a
just
complete copy of
called him
some-
out
some
and
other
said,
work.
"Man, this is almost a straight copy with regards to script and scene setup, frame to frame."
Wow.
And he tried to come back after the fact. This is what I read. Come back after the fact and say, "Oh well, I'm just a big fan, so I'm paying tribute. I forgot to give credit where credit's due," and people were just like, "Bullshit, come on, just come clean."
he sounds
And
like a real
so-
transformer.
Sounds like a real a-hole.
Well, yeah, that too. Transformed into an a-hole. Yeah. So, anyways, that was about it. I mean, I had an employee appreciation night where we had a Connect 4 tournament. That was actually pretty fun.
Cool.
Yeah. I haven't played that in a long time. I didn't want to play because I had prizes and stuff. Didn't want to win any. But yeah, there was some heated Connect 4. Yeah.
bet.
Damn.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, it made me think back. I had a friend from Europe, England, who came out, and I went over to his house. I was in my early 20s, and I see Connect 4 on his table, and I'm like, "Hey, Connect 4, let me play." And he proceeded to fucking ruin me. I mean, every move was a setup. He beat me in 3 moves, beat me in 9. He told me how many moves. I say a number, and then he beat me in that amount. And I was just like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "These are like at every pub."
That's why he had it out too.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Here's the thing, though.
It's a bait.
I'm not that good." I was like, "Fuck." So that was the last time I played. So then when I played with my employees, I did win straight sets every single time. Just went through and lost I think once out of all of them, but. I was just filling a spot in the consolation bracket, which everyone called the losers bracket, and I was like, "Stay positive, everyone. You're not losers.
No
You're just
fooling
the
around.
first ones that have opportunities."
Right.
What were some of the prizes?
Just like gift cards and stuff like
Okay.
that. Yeah, just little
To
stuff.
Chili's?
Yeah.
Oh, to place of business?
No.
We'll
yeah.
get that. We'll get that in post.
Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. Boop. We got it. So, yeah, that was pretty much my week. It was funny, though, because that was such a ridiculous day. I had to go get all the stuff for that, got the prizes, and I'm riding my bike. I ride my bike home, and that I realized I didn't have my keys. This is the first time I've done that in, I don't even know. So I'm locked out of my house. I have to have Lauren get me in, right? She has a key. She lets me in. I get ready. I go down to my car. I try to turn it over. My battery's dead. So I had to
Again?
Yes, it's done. I have to get a new battery now.
Oh, okay.
So then I had to get back on my bike and then hustle back over. I was just like, it was one of those days, but
fucked up.
it was. I was
When
so
was that,
tired.
yesterday?
Yeah, this was yesterday. Yesterday, but it was fun. I had a great time. It was worth all the effort. But that was my week. It was good.
Cool.
It was good.
Nice.
It was good.
Nice.
Wait.
It was good.
Was-
It was.
It was good.
Mike, you didn't
It
get to
was.
say how your
was
week
good.
was. Whether it was good or bad.
My week was good. No. I
It was Russian too, I guess.
on Friday. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I think I played some. I popped in GTA Online real quick. My buddy Alberto.
Under the mound of dust.
Under the Mound of Dust, yeah, he wanted to play, and so that was fun. We jumped in, and for 45 minutes got killed over and over and over again while we were just trying to meet up on the same
but
server.
your car has all that armor.
And I used it, but then he'd get killed, and
I
then
know,
cut
it's a
off.
mess.
And there was an asshole rolling around in a tank. But
Oh man, that game.
Yeah, and so we were laughing, having fun about that. But anyway,
Sounds like
shout
you'd
outs
like
to Alberto,
playing DayZ or
my buddy Christy,
Rust or something
Andrew,
like that. Just
Christy.
getting killed all over and over again by a bunch of assholes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I stopped playing. But
Yeah, it's
then,
tough.
but then
It's frustrating.
Alberto and I ended up going in and playing a round of golf, which made everything.
Oh, you did. That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we did. But then speaking of movies, I took my kids to see the Lego Movie
Yeah.
on Saturday, which was fantastic. I think, however passionate you
Oh
are
my
about
God.
Oblivion,
I
think
thought you
that's
were
how
gonna say
passionate I am
Legos.
about Lego movies.
No, let me back up real quick. I am
It's a-
not that passionate about Oblivion. It just was really good.
Okay, but like you're saying, you've been watching
But I can
it
tell
over
you
and
this:
over and over.
I am way more passionate about Legos.
Okay.
I have so many at my parents' house.
If you guys, has anybody else seen it yet?
No.
I got
Or
to.
if you're planning on it,
I've read a lot of stuff about it.
go see it.
Yeah.
Go see it. I walked out of the theater. I was with a buddy of mine. He had his kids there with him as well. And I said, I could literally take the kids home, drop them off with a sitter, and come back and rewatch this again right
Wow.
now. That's
Okay.
I mean, just
No,
nonstop
that's-
humor. The animation is incredible.
It's all stop motion, right?
No, it's all computer. But it looks like stop motion,
So-
which blows my mind.
So they didn't do stop
Wow.
motion and then do like the faces with computer. It was all computer.
It was all computer.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a B-roll of a behind the scenes how they make it currently making the rounds on YouTube, which I watched earlier today.
Yeah, so that's some amazing filters they must have used to get that lighting and that weird kind of plasticky feel and just make it look like it's real.
A lot of they actually they made one mention where one of the guys was explaining how they took a lot of the minifigs and used a microscope and looked up super close at the detail of the clothing, and that's why when you go and watch this movie, there's things like scratches that they look like they've been played with. So you can see fingerprints and dirt and just
Wow.
wear and tear.
Yeah.
And it just everything adds to the realism.
That's
So
great.
it's not just brand new out of the box shiny stuff. It's like, man, this is super awesome.
These people, someone's
and
played
great
with
acting,
these.
great story, great characters. I mean, everybody's in the movie. Superman, Batman, the guys, just regular people from the play sets that you remember as a kid.
That's so cool.
But and then the kids liked it. But
That's cool. Yeah, I want to check it out.
yeah.
So, we went through our weeks, but I see this piece of paper in front of you, and I really want to know what this is all about.
So I took
Talk
my
to me.
I took my kids to Disneyland real quick, and then, by the way, speaking of, I was also watching some Olympics this weekend.
Okay.
Not too much, but just because they being around the world, time difference and whatnot, I just haven't gotten a chance to tune in. But I was listening to NPR the other morning, and they had interviewed this figure skater, this women figure skater, 15-year-old girl, Julia Lipnitskaya.
What is she doing with
I
her
believe-
life?
Yeah, winning
just
golds
wasting away.
at 15.
Jeez, get a hobby.
So they, they played some of the audio of this NPR correspondent asking her questions, and So I think the first few were the
She's
obligatory.
like, I like turtles.
Yeah. How do you feel? How does it? How does it feel to win? And so then this third question, I guess Julia is from Sochi. And so this correspondent says, well, is it any more special for you to win, in your hometown? And I heard that question. I just thought, God damn, what a rhetorical question if there ever was one. Of course it's going to be. I mean, 15 years old, you've won the gold, and now it's in her hometown. How much more special does it?
Get me out
Like,
of
yeah,
this
it's like
shithole.
stupid. Yeah,
Help me.
stupid American.
I'll use my gold to get out of here.
Right. Yeah. She's, everybody else is stuck on a plane.
Right.
6 hours on their way home. In 15 minutes, she's in her living room, drinking vodka shots with Putin. And she's inking deals with Kellogg's and
Jeez.
General Mills.
She's like, we call it so cheap.
On the note of the Olympics, I don't know if we talked about this, but the opening ceremony, did anybody watch that?
I saw parts of it.
saw a little bit.
Okay. Did you see some of the awesome projector stuff on the floor?
Yes.
I
Like
keep
with the
hearing about
ship?
that. Yeah, I didn't see that. You mentioned it. Amazing, huh?
Whoa. You definitely try to look it up online. So what they did was they had 16 projectors on each side of the venue. So 32 total projectors to aimed at the floor, so we would get a 3-dimensional thing, and with actors and whatnot on the stage, it would cover up any shadows, and it would give more depth to it. So it's this vivid image on the floor. And in this one portion, it has a ship, like a galleon or like a schooner or something like that. And it's moving along the floor. And there's troops walking along, and they're just in tune with the way the ship is moving. And then it's aligned with, they get to a certain part on the floor where there's pyrotechnics are going off, like cannons firing off the side of the boat, off the ship, and then they walk down into the lower deck. But I mean, it's just amazing. You see the part of the sail, and there's the waves, and it's all like a stylized kind of black and white. But they did other stuff too, but that particular part is fucking ridiculous. Wow. It's so amazing.
If we can find that on the web, let's post it.
Yeah,
I
will.
Yeah,
I will.
Let's check it out.
But it's fun. It's funny because
sounds
I don't know.
Serious ship.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I went into
I just shit my pants.
the Olympics because there was a lot of people were talking about all the blunders and the cronyism and the use of money and everything. This is $51 billion.
$50 billion.
Yeah,
What's the big deal?
And $5 billion in painting roads and nonsense. So I'm like, this is a joke. This is gonna be so ridiculous, and it's gonna be really dumb. But I mean, they did an amazing job.
They're pulling it off.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Well, the big one everyone is talking about is the Russian police choir doing their version of Get Lucky. That's the big one going around the internet right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Post
Pretty
that one too.
entertaining. Yeah,
I mean, that was on your Facebook, but I'd love to see it on the website.
yeah. We'll try to find that. And then speaking of the ice skating, I saw that pair skaters from Japan, they used to tie it into nerdism, they actually used a song, piece of music from the Shogun Total War 2 video game.
No kidding.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it's a good piece of work, if it's a
No, it is. It's
Yeah.
it's a very cool musical piece that they use. It's very heavy, Japanese themed drums. From the medieval type period, obviously, because that's what the game is.
If you get hired to do that, you're not going to be like, I'm writing video game music. You're just like, I'm going to write badass music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's serious orchestra stuff.
So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So where were you going with this? I'm just curious because you talked about the
there's,
skater. They
2
were talking.
pages
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you had mentioned something about Russian, and
Yeah.
and then it was going to be the Olympics, but that was just I
You just thought it was a ridiculous question.
I thought it was
yeah.
a ridiculous question, and
But maybe what else would you ask a 15-year-old?
I thought he was setting that
Right.
up, though. I thought
I did
what she
too.
was gonna say, I'm happy to be out of this shithole now.
Yeah,
now I have some
jeez.
fame. I really thought you were setting
Yeah.
it up for that.
well, no. I
He doesn't have to.
I had a prepared
is.
I had a prepared response that I was going to do in a Russian accent, but
Yeah, what was it?
It's past that now.
Oh,
So we can't do that. We can't go back. You can only
Okay,
go
yeah.
forward.
Okay.
Like time travel.
Let's move forward.
There you go.
Well, you know what? There's a lot written on that paper. What do you have next? Well, I'm curious.
Well, I was gonna talk about
Yeah, please.
You know,
everyone
this-
loves your
this-
voice. By the
it's
way, everyone's like, man,
February.
I just want to listen to Mike Davis. I'm not
is
I'm
all-
not joking. There's two things.
Nobody
I
says
do want
that.
to. Oh no, absolutely. They say
Nobody
you have a
says
great
that.
radio voice, and number two, they say, Joe, why are you so mean to Mike? I was like, well, listen.
Was that a
I'm-
reference to last week's when you're like, if I can go tell you to go fuck yourself?
And then I said everyone answer,
My
and I think that's
segment.
what made it really bad. I'm like, okay, so if Mike was to go fuck himself, anyways.
What would he do?
So yeah.
would I
So
do?
anyways, everyone asked that, and I've known this guy since I was 18.
Yes.
18, and I'm just not nice to him. Let's
Always
just
been a
say
complete
that.
asshole to him.
Yes,
It's, for some reason it works.
and
Yeah.
when we're at parties and stuff, we're the type of guys where we'll see each other across the room and then we'll just flip each other off, or we'll be driving, we'll flip each other off. At the end, it's all chest bumps and cheers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I apologize if I've gone too far, but I'm gonna keep going. You son
No
of a bitch,
apology
and I'm
necessary.
not gonna
you
stop.
motherfucker. I would
Get
tell
used
you,
to it, listeners. Don't ask me again.
but I appreciate the compliments.
Yeah, the voice is
Apparently,
great.
somebody out there
The
thinks
voice
I
is-
sound nice.
Yeah, sploosh.
There's a staple in this, by the way.
I
This is
know.
crazy.
Holy
Yeah, I've got
cow.
2 pages.
We
Yeah, I'll
record on-
stop
yeah,
interrupting
If you're
everyone.
listening to the podcast.
We record
Sorry.
on Tuesdays.
No.
So
I was just going to say, in celebration of this week being Valentine's Day, on Friday. So I'm assuming at least 2 out of the 4 of us here have something nice planned or
Yeah,
cooked
what I'm
up.
going to do is I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going
Okay.
to cook, and
Yeah.
I'm going to serve up a good time every time.
Shit.
And then I'm going to go home and cry myself to sleep. That's one of our busiest days.
Okay.
So
Lauren
it's
is
definitely postponed. Plus,
probably
it's-
working too, right?
Well, she said to me it's a consumer holiday, so she's like, "Don't go too crazy. We can just do a dinner or something."
Sure,
So the pressure's off, at least skin deep. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what she wants you to think.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Sure.
surprise her.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, you're a thoughtful guy. I'm sure you'll do at least something thoughtful.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll wrap my penis with wrapping paper or something, heart paper. Is
Get
that
her-
sweet,
That's
guys?
what every girl wants.
Yeah.
Get her a matching PC and you guys can play some Dota together.
Babe, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
I got you a brand new 27-inch
This
iMac.
mouse has a pink LED
Her
in
wallpaper will definitely be my penis.
it. Wow.
Yeah. I guess that's not so PC anymore, huh?
Hey, I see what you did there.
Better DC that
So-
PC.
So go on, I'm sorry.
So in celebration of Valentine's Day, I was surfing the net the other day and I came across this infographic on Lifehacker. I don't know if
Okay,
you guys
what
read
is
the
that?
blog or not, but it was an infograph that basically outlined a 20-year study of happy couples and what constitutes happiness in a relationship.
Okay.
So I just thought it was kind of interesting, and I picked out a couple points that kind of made me laugh, or I thought maybe we
2
could
pages
talk
worth.
about. But it just had the determining factor of whether couples feel satisfied with the romance, and see passion in their marriage or relationship by 70% is the quality of their friendship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense.
Maybe I should get her a computer to play Dota.
Yeah.
Improve our friendship.
It also went along to talk about people who talk more than 5 hours a week, and that made sense to me.
Yeah,
and then
that
I
makes
read
sense.
something. I read something interesting.
Okay.
It had a section in there titled "In the Bedroom,"
Okay.
and it said make sure you make time for intimacy. The happiest couples have sex 2 to 3 times per week. Okay. Now I'm not in a long-term committed relationship. I used to be, and these numbers, I was not putting up these kind of numbers. I don't know.
Well, let's be honest
2 to
now.
3 times a week. I was maybe, and I'll just go ahead and
Sure.
open up a little bit more here to our listeners. But there was a time where it was maybe once every couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I understand, the woman, you have that certain time of the month, or, we had kids as well. So there's all that period. There's, you get sick. So there's variables
Sure,
that get tossed in
sure.
there, but on average, and I brought it up, I said, if you think that's cool, let's take a look at it here. There's 52 weeks out of the year.
Here
You're
we go.
saying there's 365 days out of the year, 52 weeks. You're saying on average, if we do it at least 52 times out of 365 days, that's thumbs up?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah, that's
do that,
tough.
You know, I mean,
But I mean, think about it.
What would you guys
Think about it though.
Are you having sex 2 to 3 times a week, Joe?
I try to, and if not, I'm not going to talk to her for 5 hours out of that week. No, I mean, obviously things get in the way,
Sure,
you know.
sure.
But yeah, you know, we try to have that, you know, obviously healthy
Right.
sexual activity. It obviously there's the frequency comes and goes like anything, you know, the ebb and
Absolutely.
flow of
course.
life.
Of course.
But you know, nothing where it's like, hey, we need to talk.
Right.
We need to talk. This is bullshit.
This is
All right?
this is serious.
All right, I got a case of dust off for my wiener, and
Some canned air.
and that's gonna last me maybe a week, and that's your fault. No, that's when you look elsewhere, obviously. Yeah,
Obviously.
And you don't have to look too far.
no. I got a group of Colin's raising his
they're
hand, so
gonna
I guess
have-
I'm having sex with Colin.
The Vidcast for that one.
Helium in it.
So I don't know. I mean, it does
Yeah.
still seem like a lot.
2
If
to
you were
3
doing,
is yeah.
I mean, that's a high
Well,
projection,
I'd like to know
right?
how long those people have been married.
Well,
you know
okay,
what? The divorce rate is so high. Maybe those numbers are
Yeah.
skewed because it's like, okay, these people were married for like a year.
Right.
You know, so they might be skewed in that way.
Well, you know, the cool thing, and I'm glad you asked that, Michael, was that among a lot of the other bullet points that infograph showcased, it essentially came down to, it says, based on this study over the past 20 years, the people who are the happiest in their marriage relationship, according to the numbers, have been married 5 years or less.
okay,
I mean, that's...
but I mean, it seems
That's
to
that's
me
when you
that-
start
enough
hitting
time.
bumps in the road.
Yeah,
And
how,
you're- and
5
you-
years or less is not enough time
See,
to...
and they're
That's
they're
nothing.
dipping into the honeymoon phase where it's like, hey, if
Yeah.
you're not having sex 6 times out of
Yeah.
the 7 days,
Like
and that's a
rabbits,
bullshit
right.
week,
Yeah.
then it's not going to last.
Right.
So
I'm sure people who've been married 30 years are probably looking at this infographic and going, well, that's what... Yeah, of course.
they really
They're
put the
getting
ugly
tired.
and bumping
They're
uglies.
getting
you know?
tired just
Yeah.
reading that
Yeah.
that
Right,
sentence.
Yeah. So they've been married 5 years or less. They don't have children, which...
Okay.
I
Which
mean,
is why they're having
I
sex
love-
2 to 3 times a
yeah,
week.
I love my kids, but I guess I can kind of see where people who don't have children might have more. I don't know. See,
Yeah.
I'm completely different on that now that
Yeah.
I do have kids. So
Yeah, that's tough.
they both have college degrees according to the thing, and then
Okay.
the man is also employed. So
Okay.
hey guys, high five for having jobs.
Cool.
You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really those. Was that the
Jobs
second
and
page? You
relationships.
went through that quick.
Yeah, well, it's just a few bullet points.
No, I love
the
it.
only other thing that I had was, in celebration of Valentine's Day, I thought, because I will be celebrating this Valentine's Day, celebrating myself.
Hey, come over to
I'm
come over to
happy-
my work. You
I'm
can
happy-
celebrate with me.
I'm happy for me.
Happy VD Day.
I'm happy for me.
Enjoy your VD.
I thought, everybody likes to give those obligatory candy hearts with the sayings on them.
Right.
And so, I just thought,
Do you have a few?
I'm kind of jaded.
Sure.
With the whole relationship thing, I thought, what would be some cool candy hearts that, might be more applicable to the jaded,
Hey, Mike,
relationship.
I'd like to hear a few.
The scorned
like to hear a
man.
few?
The
Hey.
scorned man.
Hey,
Maybe,
I'd like to hear a few.
Okay. Well, I just a
Everybody,
few things
let's
that
quiet down. Let's hear a few.
that I wrote on my way over.
All right.
You're not gay. Another one could be, that's what you're wearing?
Okay.
Right. Are you finished yet?
Oh Jesus.
Another one, I think we should see other people.
Oh God. Seize candy other people.
It's not you, it's me. Baby, I'm pregnant.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And it's
all
a boy.
I came up with the, I love you, I'm just not in love with you.
Oh God.
Right? Okay. I'd love to. I just have to get my 26 cats.
Oh God.
Can I follow you home to your car later? Or follow you to your car later? Follow you home. That wouldn't make any sense. That would just be weird.
Is it that time of month again? All right, let's have sex.
Right.
Oh God.
How big are these candy hearts?
I'm happy. We're friends. It's just like, oh. Yeah, can you see getting that one?
Friend zone.
Let's get busy signing these divorce papers. And then my last one was missed you with my car.
Oh, very good.
So just a couple candy hearts.
Yeah,
Sayings.
whatever.
Nice.
So hey, you know what? Let's move into some listener questions. I think it's a good time. You know, we got the last like 10 minutes or so, and Mike, thank you so much for sharing. That was amazing.
Yeah, and real quick, definitely happy Valentine's Day to all our
absolutely.
wonderful listeners who are involved in.
Have a great time.
Harmonious
That is not what we
relationships
made
out
it
there.
sound really negative, but enjoy each other's relationships.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys break up soon.
And then go out with Colin. So we had a couple questions. Let's see. We had one from Zach from West
Zach.
Hills, and he asked.
Thank you, Zach.
Yes, and he's asked a few times. Zach, you're amazing. Thank you so much for contributing to this podcast. We really appreciate you.
Thanks,
and your
Zach.
girlfriend, Cherie, right?
Sheree.
Sheree. God damn it.
Sheree.
Sheree, yes.
I
She's
didn't
an
know-
amazing girl.
okay.
God, I was like, I'm saying it right. I have it in my head, and
I hope Zach doesn't mind that I sang to his girlfriend last
no,
week.
he loved it.
Okay.
Is Zach from Place of Business?
He is.
Okay.
Great guy. A really, really great guy. And he has a great question, and that question is, if we were all in Top Gun, what would our call names be?
I already
That's a
know
good
this because
question.
I've used this name forever. And it would be Hornet.
Hornet. I thought Hornet's good.
Who was Hornet in that movie?
No one, no. So we're just making them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I kind of
Excellent.
took this two ways. I'm like, so am I going like full 90s kind of thing? Or I guess, 90s, right? Or is it 80s? It was like early,
80s.
late 80s?
Yeah, it's
early
Top Gun is
90s.
80s.
I think it's like 88.
So like in that case, I'd be like Phoenix. You know?
that's a good
but then
one,
it's
yeah.
like Phoenix like die and then are born from the ashes.
Yeah.
Probably not the best idea. But it, works for the 80s, 90s.
Crash in the
Absolutely.
movie and then be
But-
like, he's not coming back.
But
is
I'm
he?
telling yeah, no, this one he's not coming back from.
yeah, really.
Totally
See you
did
later,
not live
Phoenix.
up to his name.
They should have named him. But if I was to do like current, I would say I really like when I'm playing video games. People call me just evil.
Sure.
So I'd evil.
Evil.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
I
a good
like
one.
evil.
That's
so
a good one.
what about you?
Michael?
Well, I mean, I love my gamer tag.
Oh, Disease?
But
Disease.
But if you're going 90s,
Rager.
Master Blaster.
Raging. Yeah, exactly. Master Blaster.
Master Beer.
Iceman is pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool one from
Caveman
obviously
would be good.
Maverick. Maverick
Sure.
was pretty awesome.
Val Kilmer is Iceman.
Goose was pretty lame. That was pretty lame.
That's
one.
why he died.
That's a follow-up question. So let's get to Mike real quick. Mike, what would yours be?
I would have to go with.
I'm just going to use our...
Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, surf.
No.
Go ahead.
It's a cool one.
It is
I would do.
Tsunami.
I would do. Either,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I would do I would do either Cool Breeze
Okay.
or Cool Whip.
Cool whip.
But he would say it whip.
Of
Like,
course.
Cool Whip. And
Whip
then
it
people,
good now.
people would say like, well, why are you saying that weird?
Saying what weird?
What weird?
It's just written
Or
across
whiskey.
your entire helmet. And it just starts
It's a
back
whole
here.
conversation.
It's like, cool whip.
Cool Whip.
Copyright infringement.
There's a little cherry on top.
Yeah. Okay, so the follow-up question, as you mentioned, Goose,
Oh,
is
gosh.
out of all of us, who would be Goose?
I don't even want to answer this one.
It's an easy answer.
I know.
But that means who would die first?
But see, I think it's this is the question. Who's super lovable, everyone loves, and then just, of course. Yeah, I mean, Mike's
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna vote Mike,
yeah.
but not because
Yeah,
he
you know-
should die first, but just because.
Because
I've had the
I
most
can,
stalkers, though. That makes me lovable.
That's
I
true.
want to
I think
die.
that's more of a Maverick trait, though.
Yeah, that's true.
The Stalkers.
That's true. Maverick with his unibrow.
I'd just be in the background
remember that?
playing Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah,
No, it's totally, I would totally be Mike. Totally be Mike. So,
I think so.
Great
Mike
question.
Davis.
Mike Davis. Yes.
right.
So, okay. So the next question from our friend Ryan was,
Yeah.
what was, do you have it? I mean, I can paraphrase it.
yeah.
So it's basically, what was our most epic single player moment and our most epic multiplayer or clan moment?
yeah.
And I thought about this for a while. My most epic solo experience was I beat Halo 1 solo playing without dying the entire game.
Oh
Wow.
shit!
Nice
And I've done that twice in my entire life, and I've seen like...
on Legendary, I would imagine.
Yes, of course. I don't play Halo any other
Are there
way.
any other settings?
I mean, yeah. Once I started playing and realizing like that's how the game was intended, then I couldn't stop. Even when a new game came out, it was just Legendary right away.
Right away.
But yeah, that was my most epic. And then I think clan-wise, I have to go to Modern Warfare 2. I think when I first dropped the nuke with all my friends, and I did that twice,
God.
I mean, just absolutely destroying teams. That comes to mind. And there was this one time, and this was amazing. I had everyone in, on party chat. And I was the only one alive. Everyone was dead. And I had this moment where I just like knifed three guys, got like 3 headshots, knifed another guy. Like I just went nuts, and everyone was screaming in my ears going,
think
what
I
the fuck
vaguely
is
remember
wrong with
something
you?
like that,
They're
yeah.
like, what is wrong with you?
That was in which game?
Modern Warfare 2,
Oh,
I believe.
okay.
And it was just so awesome because even while I was doing it, I was going, I'm so fucking good at video games. This is ridiculous. And I was just like so charged from it. And, I don't play like that all the time. Obviously.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing a podcast. I'd be, going traveling around
really.
doing tournaments. But those were the experiences I had. So actually that was probably with Ryan, now that I think about it. We'd probably play together.
Quite possible.
So
Yeah.
what about you guys?
I would say that my single player moment is probably, I'm not too much of a single player, and I think one that stands out is finishing, getting 100% completion on Red Dead Redemption.
I remember
Ooh.
that. I was
Because-
jealous of that.
Because
too.
I rarely finish a
That's
single
no
player
small
game,
achievement.
let alone do something like that. But I love that game so much, I was like, I'm going to go for it. And I got the 100% completion, did everything, all the little side
I was so jealous
shits
of
they
that.
had and everything like that. So that probably stands out for single player. And then multiplayer, although I play by myself, not with anybody I know.
I do too sometimes. It's okay.
Sometimes.
It's natural.
No, we all do. And it's always epic.
But it is a multiplayer game on World of Warplanes, actually. There was one match where I think we went, because it's set it up, it's like 15 on 15 death match. Once you die, you're out. So it's the last team with remaining players. There's also an advantage victory, but I think it was 5 on 1. I was the final person left on the team, and I got the final 5 kills
Oh, wow.
to finish off the game, which is
Just
pretty
amazing.
tough. I mean,
Yeah.
15 on 15. So, that's a fifth of, or
Sure.
Yeah,
a third of the
sure.
guys
Yeah.
in the end of the game by yourself. And I would remember I was like shaking. I like got up, I danced around my room. I was about to like throw up. It was just like all sorts of.
Oh, I love that.
It was crazy. I was yelling at nobody that was there. I was just.
Yeah.
It was out of control. I mean, I'm sure I've had other moments, but I mean that one was fairly recent, and that was definitely one of those moments you're just like, I am a fucking god.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you guys?
I'd have to say my most triumphant moment with single player would have to be when I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I still haven't done that.
I
I'm
tried,
so jealous of you.
I tried.
I don't
and
want to,
tried
though.
as a kid.
I want to keep that.
It's yeah. Well, I mean,
I
it's
just don't want to defeat that.
But what's crazy is I don't know anybody else who has.
I know tons of people, and that's what makes it hard.
Of my friends, core group.
Yeah.
I guess. But
No,
yeah.
it's rare though. I don't want to make it sound like everyone.
don't know.
I have a lot of friends
if I
that
ever
have. I just lucked out and met a lot of people that played
Sure.
Mike Tyson Punch
Sure.
Out, but I'm not one of them, and I don't want to. I
Right.
want to just keep that as that game I can't beat. I'll try to,
Yeah.
but I don't want to work on it. I don't
Right.
mind that game just being not finished.
Yeah,
it's like you don't want to read the last chapter of that book. I don't want it. I don't want
I
it.
do not want to know how this story
No, I
ends.
just want to. I want it to stick around forever. What about multiplayer?
Multiplayer, I think, because we've been gaming together,
God,
obviously,
yeah.
just the group of us as well. We've had lots of good times, but I think there was a really good key moment back when we were doing Gears of War 2.
Okay.
And we were on a
I didn't
multiplayer
expect that.
map, and
Okay.
we were playing against another team, and everybody died except for me. And there were 2 locusts on the horde side that were coming after us. Real players, not horde mode, but
Yeah.
there was this tactic that I did, which was probably 90% just blind luck. But I grabbed a shotgun, I grabbed cover, I waited for them both to come at me from different flank positions, and then I did this jump back crawl move, out from this cover, and shot my shotgun once and blew them both to fucking shit. And I remember Colin was in that game, and he immediately just started going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
You can still hear people talking to you,
Yeah.
going, "Oh, hey, come on, Mike, come on in, you can do it." And then all of a sudden, it happened.
So we'll just sit around the campfire and we'll be like, remember back when Mike blew both those guys? That was so epic.
Both those locusts,
Their heads
Very good.
exploded.
weird.
What about you?
Single player, I mean, there's been lots of good things, beating some games on hard, not anything, and stuff. I don't remember. Nothing really jumps out at me as far as single player.
You have to say Mass Effect, though.
Well, on Insane. Yeah, beating on Insane.
You mentioned that quite a
few
few
of those
times.
games. Yeah, that was a little tough. Multiplayer, though, like where I know Ryan from Rogue Spear. I mean, that's a tactical game. You die and you're done. 8-on-8 matches, and I just wipe out the whole. My team gets 0 kills. I get 8 kills.
Right.
1 life.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. And I did that.
So it's like
I
search
did
and
that
destroy.
Yeah, and I just wipe them out every time. And I did that many times playing
That's
that
your
game
thing.
over the course of a few years. But yeah, Rogue Spear. That was pretty epic. Going 8-0 in 1 round.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
How we
So-
doing? How we
No,
doing on
you know
time?
what?
We
I
okay?
mean, that's really it. I mean, we got a minute left, and that was a good share right there. We talked about a lot of stuff, but again, keep those questions coming. We love answering
Yes,
these questions. We
please.
love our listeners. We love being able to pit each other against each other, and
Absolutely.
obviously the listeners hate it when I go up against Mike, but I'm going to keep it up.
But they're pulling for me.
Absolutely, they love you.
They love my-
they love you,
love my
Goose.
voice.
They love you, Goose.
The
But
underdog.
Balls of fire.
we're gonna post some videos that are related to this podcast, our vidcast. Go to condograyskull.com, our Facebook, and send us some questions. And please keep telling people about us. We like doing this.
Yes.
Yes.
I love doing this.
Anyways,
Enjoy.
until next week.